possible. Oh, everybody's out today. Mom, how you doing? Big Dave in the house. I see you, Dave. Star show office hours, Big Bad, the articulate alligator, David Meltzer. I can't wait to see his face. Woo!
Shabbat shalom.
I'm obsessed with you. It's weird.
I like it. It's very weird though.
How you doing?
I like that shirt. I have one just like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you, buddy. I like your hat.
It's sharp.
Yeah, you're sharp. Let me just start off by saying congratulations. The debut episode of Office Hours last night. Unbelievable. So much fun to watch it. Just all exciting things.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's very difficult to watch things that you work so hard on. I love doing them, but watching yourself and the critique of trying to be better. I'm fighting my own ego and uncomfortability, and it's so funny because last night episode was with Danica Patrick and Sad Guru, Zach. Just amazing people, and then the host with me, Blaine Bartlett, who's my mentor, who very well, Kim Perrell, superhero, and then the big baller, Jason Waller. And I'm watching everyone going, oh my God, they're amazing. And I'm like, how is it all of those people on my show are amazing? And I felt as if like, God, I could do so much better. Why, this, that, another, area. It's so interesting how hard we're on ourselves. Jason Todd is in the house. He's one of my favorite people in the world. Big shout out to Todd. I'm going to take him tomorrow. We're going to the Rolling Stones concert together, and I can't wait to
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. When is that, tomorrow?
Tomorrow night. Yeah, we're so excited at SoFi Stadium in our suite. We're blessed to be partnered with SoFi and the Rams, and we have our podcast studio there, my office there, and a beautiful suite for all the activities.
Yeah, I love it. And also, just to touch on what you just said, all the greats and the legends are harder themselves, right? That's why the best coaches, Bill Belichick and Brady, they love to do the film work and say, just let me reassess. That was good, but how can I improve? What can I do a little better? So that's a positive. Trust me.
One of the other things that's interesting, and I was with Darren Waller at the Win this week at our other studio for the sports and entertainment version of the playbook. And Waller, he was talking about Gruden and Urban Meyers, and he was so gracious about not the actions that they took, but about the chance that Gruden gave him to be in the NFL. My dear friend's in recovery, and he's probably the best player in his position in the league right now. But he said something interesting. He said, guys like Gruden, guys like Urban Meyers, guys your age, Dave, the white middle-aged male, you all have to unlearn things. It's not just a matter of growth. We have to realize that we have to unlearn certain things that were socially acceptable, socially discussed, whether they were acceptable or not. And I encourage people of a younger generation to look and see as early as you can on what are some of the things you need to unlearn when you turn 50, 60, or 70 that won't be acceptable because we become more enlightened, we grow more. But we also have to be forgiving. In a business context, right, we all have to represent our leagues, teams, and organizations appropriately, and we all make agreements to do so. And so we'll have to learn and pay the piper when it comes to the business side of it. But hopefully at a bigger level, we can all unlearn the things that don't make us pursue our potential, that aren't our best self.
Yeah, even just take that a step deeper. Like, the most important thing is unlearning thoughts that don't serve us, right? As simple as taking a thought, removing it, and then implementing a more empowering one. So I love that you said that. It's at any age, we should unlearn things that we've been conditioned to adapt that aren't productive for us.
Yeah, and there's an energetic and genetic inheritance that we have to unlearn that goes beyond, the spiritual starfish is coming. I see Lori in there, right there. Yes, yes, yes. But as I got older, you can start seeing patterns. So you can see, 4 generations, like, my great grandpa, my grandpa, my dad, total obsessive compulsive individuals that utilized it in the positive and the negative. And, I want to unlearn some of that. I don't want to be pulled to or driven by, an obsession that's not mine, right? I want to obsess on the things that I want to pay attention to. I want to give attention to. I don't want it to be exterior things that just were genetically or energetically thrust upon me and my genetics and my energetics.
Yeah, so all I got out of that was you're the perfect combination of sexy and articulate.
articulate alligator. And I got one thing to say to you. Look at that sucker. Oh.
All right, we have a great guest coming on soon. I know he's at a college football game right now. We're going to bring on Ben in a second, but I'm going to dive right in. Dave, you ready for me?
I'm ready.
I'm going to ask you something weird that I should probably ask you on a personal call, but hell, life is short. Dave, what can I do to support you, my friend?
I love that question, and I'm the service of value, but I'm not afraid to ask. Everyone out there, if you can share my content, which there's a lot out there, but the favorite content that you have of mine, if you share that every day and do good deeds, my mission will come to fruition. And if my mission comes to fruition, I will not have to keep on wishing for happiness for all. So let's get that alliteration moving. Please share your favorite content of mine and keep doing good deeds. You will feel better. I will feel better. We'll create a collective consciousness of feeling better. Can we ask for more? I don't think so.
Let's do it. Tracy, I see you on here. Everybody's out today. The Paradigm Shift. Mikey V, everybody also share the Paradigm Shift. It's milestone episode 30. I'm going to ask you one more, Dave, and then I'm going to bring on Ben. Talk for a second about not only the importance, but what's a good tool to use for the best goal setting strategies.
For me, I like milestones, not goals. Goals have emotional attachment to it. I like milestones because we're going to go past what you limit yourself by calling a goal. And so for me, I use my calendar. I think being a student of my calendar, studying my calendar, paying attention to, giving intention to the coincidences that I want each day, not being afraid of being a hypocrite, changing, learning, growing, accelerating, aggregating, all of those different things occur. And for me, the central repository of a calendar of activities I planned, activities I don't have planned, even my sleep, utilizing a lens of productivity, accessibility, and gratitude within the context of that calendar is the best way to exceed anyone's expectations, including yours. Don't limit yourself. Quit asking for crumbs. Utilize and surpass your milestones every day. Enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential.
Mic drop. I got to tell you, I never met anyone so impressively strategic with their calendar until yesterday. I had a guest on the podcast, a mutual friend of ours, someone you made the intro to, the one and only Rob Deerdeck. He's got the calendar pretty down, Big Dave.
Built an app off of what I showed him and taught him. Rob Deerdeck built an app, and he has scores. He is, I agree with you 100%. Rob Deerdeck took my philosophy of student of the calendar to the next level. He shows up on my IG lives all the time. He studies, and I had no idea. The greatest thing about this Instagram and the social media is you have no idea who you're impacting. And he is like you, man. I got a big place in my heart for Rob Deerdeck, and he is a master of the calendar.
You want to hear something pretty cool? We locked him in for the Paradigm Shift a few weeks from now.
You got it, man. That's awesome.
I'm going to bring on Big Ben. I know he was struggling to get service because he's at a college football game. Oh, there we go.
A college football game next week when Ohio State takes on
he's right here.
Hoosiers.
Oh, by the way, on my fantasy team, I sat Brady this week, and I'm starting your boy Herbert. You better perform.
He will. And make sure we got to get Vitor on here. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
What's going on? Hey, my guy Meltzer, my guy Craig, what's going on? Look at you, Meltzer. Hey, Meltzer, since he had me out in L.A., now he's big time. He's got the SoFi studios. I mean, brother, I need an invitation to come back so I can get to the real studio. Come on now.
The Win is where we want to go, man. Get the dates. Come out, visit me at the Blue Wire studio at the Win. We're in the lobby. And
we're at the Win in Vegas?
In Vegas, yeah. My new.
I'll be there on Brad Lee's show dropping bombs the 25th and 26th. Are you going to be out there then?
I think we're going to be right around those dates. Yeah, please email me, David.
I'll text you. I'll text you when we hop off of here, and if we can make it work when I'm out in Vegas, that'd be awesome.
You're awesome, man. Well, get it going, Greggy boy.
Dave, you know the drill. Give this man the intro he deserves.
Oh, it's all you, buddy. This one's all you. There's too much to say. Go, you got this one.
Ben, I'm such a fan of yours, brother. I've been doing some homework on your content because obviously I'm a fan and I want to give you the respect you deserve for this conversation. We're going to dive right in. You ready to rock?
Hey, when I see Meltzer, I get this big smile. It's this great energy. I mean, when he and I connected, it was off the charts. So I am ready. Let's roll.
I want to talk about the significance of mental components to athletic performance.
Okay. So mental components, and really whether it's athletic or in business, the mental drives your behavior. You know, if you think about, growing up as a child, going through high school, whatever phase of your life you want to pick, you have a belief system. Belief system is taught in the home. Belief system comes from coaches. Belief system comes from the individuals you surround yourself with, the books that you read. And the belief system is what enables you to develop mental toughness, which ultimately determines the action that you take. Most people, if we're being honest with ourselves, we lack discipline in certain areas because we don't believe that we can achieve something in those areas. So much of it comes from our belief system, our ability to build mental toughness and resilience to get up when we get knocked down. And that's the hard thing. Many people don't want to get up. But if you stay down on that mat of life, it's impossible to move forward. So whether that's, Kansas State battling Iowa State in this football game tonight, if we get down early in the game and we decide to stop playing, the game's over. If you battle and remain resilient and you play the full 60 minutes, you can finish. If you look at our calendar years this year, some of you watching, you may be behind on your goals. Meltzer, Craig, last time I checked, a year is 12 months, just like a 12-round prize fight. What the hell would you stop for now when it's October the 16th? We got to keep going. You got to keep attacking.
And spoiler alert for the audience, adversity is inevitable. Right, Big Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, pain itself, setbacks, failures, mistakes, they're pushing you to something better. So many people see it as punishment. And like Ben said, they quit. And it's so frustrating for me because I try to look at my superpower and people say, what are your superpowers? And the two things I would say superpowers are things that people see and go, how do you do that? And you think it's easy. Well, for me, kindness is a superpower, but also consistency. I've never been a super athletic person. I've never been a super academic person. I've never been, a super financially wise person, but I'm just consistent and I'm kind about it. I have this positive perspective and I'm constantly doing what Ben says is I'm taking myself back to 4 years old when I got into arguments with my siblings and they're like, oh yeah, infinity. And I'd say, oh yeah, infinity plus one, and that's where we sit all the time, no matter how big you think right now. And I can't believe where my life has gone, even since we've seen each other last, Ben. And I keep telling myself, David, you're asking for crumbs. You're asking for crumbs. There's bigger worlds. There's trillions of universes. How can you be settled? Don't settle for it. Ask for infinity plus one. See how you can expand, grow, and accelerate. And the only way to do that, Craig, is through what you call adversity, which I call lessons, which I call that pain to propel me, not punish me.
Y'all are on fire today. This is great. I have a good one for Ben because I've talked to some of the biggest behavioral and neuro mindset, athletic people in the world. But I'd love to hear your take on this because I know you talk about this a lot, Ben. What does it mean to lock in?
So locking in comes from your preparation. Okay, locking in comes from preparation. So let's take, for instance, I've been blessed to work with two of the most storied college football coaches over the last 2 decades. So Coach Kleiman I've worked with for 7 years. I was with him at North Dakota State. My first year there was Carson Wentz's senior year. Won a handful of national championships, and now he brought me with him to Kansas State. I've been with Coach Saban in Alabama for 4 years, couple of national championships. There was a rocky road last week, right? So now we have to choose to respond. And so I was with them on the sidelines last week at Texas A&M. Now I'm at Iowa State, so I bounce back and forth. But locking in, let's look at today, right? There's adversity and challenge. Kansas State coming off a loss to Oklahoma. Alabama coming off a loss to Texas A&M. You can't just show up today and say, I want to win a football game. You have to choose on Monday to prepare to win on Saturday and focus on Monday and focus on Tuesday and focus on Wednesday. We call that stacking days. And if you stack day after day after day of preparation, when you get to the game slows down for you and there's a natural progression of locking in. You cannot just run around in a frickin' locker room and say, lock in, Meltzer, let's go attack. If Meltzer didn't do what it takes to understand what it means to lock in on game day. So the real test for all of us, whether it's sports or business, If you have a huge meeting on Friday, biggest opportunity of your life, you don't just show up on Friday morning, go on Meltzer's live IG and say, oh, Meltzer, fire me up. I got a big opportunity. You better have prepared and done your research on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, relied on your team to prepare you to walk into that meeting and do what you need to do to lock in and to focus and to do your job.
You guys are awesome.
Say this because you work with Coach Saban. You know, before the Texas A&M game, when they won, I think 5-0 before, Saban was on them, and people were giving Saban crap for, you know, hey, you just won, you know, an incredible win, and he saw things that indicated that they weren't ready for Texas A&M, and he let them know it publicly. And you know, I see a lot of coaches that have situational knowledge and experience and understand this idea from the movie The Love of the Game with Kevin Costner, right? Locking in as that perfect game at the end of his career, 19 years into his career. That's what I felt Saban was saying when he comes off a big win. He's ranked #1 in the nation, and he says to his team, hey, we're not there. You guys did not play well. And guess what happened? He was preparing them, and they did not respond, because everyone knows to win the national championship, you have to win the close games. And every season, whether it's Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, Notre Dame, all the schools that are up there in the top 10 year after year, and I apologize for the ones that I missed, especially if they're on the West Coast, but they win the close games. And that's the difference of Justin Herbert, by the way, in the professional realm, is I'm excited about my Los Angeles Chargers because this kid wins the close games. He gets the 4th and 8s. He makes the big plays, where I, you know, am friends with Phillip Rivers, but he couldn't do that. And they had plenty of talent to go all the way before. So I think it's really important to not only lock in when you lose for the next week, but Ben will tell you, these coaches are locked in even when they have big wins.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Well, I'll tell you, there's limited things that I can share from what happened in the locker room pre-game, halftime, and post-game last week at down in College Station, Texas. But I'll just put it this way. Everything David just mentioned is directly in alignment with the messaging immediately following that loss in the locker room. And that's what a great leader does. A great leader has a pulse on exactly why something happened. Coach Saban didn't need to go and watch the film and wait until Monday to figure out what he was going to say. That's what makes him so great, is he was able to say in the moment, I can identify what happened, and now I'm going to put it back on you. How will you choose to respond? And so that's what you're going to see tonight at 6 p.m. on ESPN in Starkville. How are you going to choose to respond? And then you'll see the Wildcats. We're going to run out onto that field at 6:30 on ESPN2. And how are we going to choose to respond? And so it's all about the response. How you respond to challenge and adversity determines the story that you write. I shared with the team in the locker room last week after that loss. I said your greatest strength oftentimes comes from how you respond to challenge and adversity. We don't find out how great we are when things are going awesome. You find out how great you are when there's an opportunity to learn. So we come to this fork in the road, just like for everybody watching. You got to say to yourself, how am I going to respond when it doesn't go my way? How are you going to respond when it doesn't go your way? And so now we got to go back and decide to play one play at a time. And that's it. 6 seconds of play, one play at a time.
Yeah, and that's what we call uncommon leadership, right, Ben? And Dave, our mutual friend Kim, she loves to say training for setback. That's a little bit aligned with what Ben was just saying. I love this. Do you guys have one more? What were you going to say?
I was going to say one more thing. I love one
thing. Hey, guys.
You got to jump.
I hate to do this live, but this is how my life goes. So I had to take Coach Kleiman to his daughter's sorority house this morning. We now have breakfast at 10 a.m. I got 5 minutes, actually 3 minutes. I got to get him his bag out of his car because I had to take him to the sorority. He just texted me. So I got to get him his bag for a meeting with a recruit. But, hey, I wanted to tell you guys, I'd love to do this again. I'm sorry I got to be quick, but as you guys can see, I got my team gear in. I got to go to team breakfast. I got to get Coach's bag. But I love you guys. And just for everybody listening, listen to these two guys because I love the consistency and how you show up. I love the energy. And if there's anybody, if you don't know his story of challenge and adversity, go study David Meltzer, because it's one thing for you guys to hop on here and to go, God, this guy's great. I love his energy. But this is a guy who's been through ups and downs with his family. He's been through ups and downs financially. He responds. He shows up. He gets after it in life. That's why I love you, and that's why I hope these dates in Vegas work. So to all you guys, keep attacking. Everything you need is already in you.
Ben, bed tonight, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.
Take care.
What is awesome. All right, man. I was just going to say as we finish up, go back and watch that, because one of the things that Ben and I have in common is he breaks things down by math. 6 different times during the interview and the discussion, he broke down, this is how many days, this is how many minutes, this 6 seconds, this. Notice the people that are successful, passionate, and purposeful, they understand time and math, and they can put a quantitative value, because what happens is we have these wonderful, powerful thoughts that come from the omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source. But if we use math and time, we can then transcend the higher power into this world. We transcend that energy into something that's utilized effectively by quantifying it. And usually the methodology of quantification comes from math and time. And Ben showed you exactly how that's done to create, leadership, empowerment, and inspiration on and off the football field. My friend, I love you. Thank you for being obsessed. Please share the content that you love of mine to everyone, and keep doing those great deeds.
You are a transcending triceratops, and I love you, buddy. Dave, have a great Saturday. I'm going to text you later.
This one's for you, buddy. Thank you.
Love you guys.
Love you. Take care, CLS experienced peoples.
Love you. For the audience listening, hope you got some great nuggets and gems to start off the weekend with that. If you're not already in the texting community, text the number at the bottom of the screen right now, 917-634-3796. Daily inspiration, gems, celebrity nuggets, all that stuff. We go inspirational every single day. That was too much fun. Kudos to Ben. He's going to knock him dead tonight with his big game. And Big Dave, we love you guys so much. Chef Marshall in the house, Jesse, Alex, Joanna Gorechi, Carrie, everybody's out. LB, Tia, love you. My mom's on here. Christy, what's up, girl? Everybody's out today. I love you guys. Have an unbelievable weekend. Don't forget to sharpen the axe and get in the texting community at the bottom of the screen. Text that number right now. Love you guys.